Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm riding this. This is the Triumph Street Triple R and yes, it's got update for BS6 along with other updates as well. Now the bug-eyed lights look really very nice. A typical Street Triple trademark design language. It's got sharper, of course, there's the LED DRL. This is the low beam, this is the high beam, and obviously it gets hazard lights which are turned on, LED indicators, LED lights, you name it. The bike looks like it has hit the gym every day for the past few years, working out like 24 hours a day because it looks so sharp, it looks so good. This color scheme is super duper awesome as well. Of course, the grey color scheme with subtle color inserts as well, that red. Okay, R is written right here, red, white treatment, Triumph logo, looks so beautiful. This is a piece of art. I love this motorcycle. This is how a street motorcycle should look because it looks mind-blowingly awesome. Okay, sort of an underbelly exhaust here, and this is the engine, which is a triple on this motorcycle. Brakes, okay, you get dual discs at the front and of course a reflector on the side. You see the forks are finished in sort of gloss black finish as well. It says dot LED motorcycle right there, and the wheels are of course really wide. Now the tires are also really good on this motorcycle. Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 tires on this particular motorcycle, and of course the front is a 120/70/17. Meanwhile the rear is of course bigger. You see the headers. Yeah, and that is the horn of the motorcycle. This is obviously going to be dirty, the radiator, because this motorcycle goes like it's on steroids. Okay, rear disc might seem small, but braking performance is more than adequate. The rear tire, of course, is bigger in terms of size. 180/55/17 gull wing swing arm. Okay, the peg positioning is a bit on the high side, even at the front. The front pegs are also a little on the high side. Seat height is ample here. For someone as tall as me, you can get a low seat height option as well. Says Street Triple right there, and you know what? The brake lights also look really nice along with the grab rails, which are again a piece of art on this motorcycle. Okay, I've turned on the hazard lights right now, so you can see that every angle you see this bike from, you are going to love it. It's so amazing. Okay, you see how this has been done so that you can lock your leg, the tank actually. And I mean, how can they design a street motorcycle to look even sexier than a fair motorcycle? That is a suspension. Now, of course, it doesn't get O-lins at the rear, which the RS gets, but you get sacked suspension, Brembo brakes, Pirelli tires, top drawer hardware. Okay, you do not get bar end mirrors, you get regular mirrors, which are very useful here. And of course, the tank is big enough. The seat is not really comfortable for the pillion. Okay, it's super hot right now, I'm sweating like crazy. Handlebar is flat and a lot of buttons and all, which I'll tell you in a bit. So this is obviously to turn on the motorcycle. Engine kill switch, ignition, and this is the engine starter button, hazard light switch, which I've turned off, and you see a lot of buttons. This is obviously for the horn of the motorcycle. Indicator, high beam and low beam is placed right there, and this is for the mode selector. I button is basically to browse through the multi-information display, which shows you the trip data. Okay, a lot of information from the trip, including what is the fuel efficiency. There is the odometer, lap timer, plenty of information. But unlike the RS, which gets a 5-inch TFT screen, this one gets an analog digital unit. So this is an analog tachometer with telltale lights inside, and this is the digital display, which gives you a speedometer, fuel meter, clock, gear position indicator, temperature, and the likes, which is actually quite nice. But honestly, who really cares about all this? Because this bike absolutely flies. Let's get into modes. So there are 3 modes actually. Actually there are 4 modes if I may. There's road, there's sport, there's rider, and there's rain. So rider mode is basically programmable mode, and you know what, in rider mode you can program the traction control system, you can turn it on or off, and you have 3 modes for ABS as well. So let's do one thing, let's turn on the motorcycle, which means that first and foremost I have to hold the clutch. You see adjustable levers, adjustable levers both for the brake as well as for the clutch. There it rose to life, and I'll show you the lights. Okay, can you see this? Now we are going to go high beam. Yup, it looks absolutely angry, a motorcycle. This is not going to curtail wind blast at all. Let's rev the motorcycle. Okay, this is a shift light. Absolutely mind-bogglingly loud. I'm going to do that once again. Hear this, okay? Your ears are going to come out and fly. That is how loud it is. But I want to also show you that when you turn on the motorcycle, it does a full swipe up. So here we go. That is a beautiful swipe up. It's like a occasion every time you turn on the motorcycle, and obviously it shows you all that data is there as well. So yeah, I think it's time for us to start riding this beautiful beast of a machine. Alright, let's get going. Turning on the motorcycle and rose to life into first gear, and off we go. Right now we are in road mode. Okay, it has got 3
This is road mode, by the way. We've got 3 riding modes on this motorcycle, and one is rain, one is road, and one is actually sport. Okay, the RS gets an additional mode which is known as, you guessed it right, track mode. So brakes are a little squeaky, which is an issue with Brembo's brakes actually. But even in road mode, it has so much thrust, but the road mode feels the best to ride because nothing feels choppy as such. Meanwhile, okay, there's a big difference between this and the RS. It has a rider mode as well. You can configure the traction control. There are 3 traction control modes. No, actually, there's only one. You can turn it on or off, the traction control mode. And there's, of course, ABS mode, where there are 3 ABS modes. Rain, road, and track for the ABS modes. This is a very light motorcycle to ride. Wet weight 186 kgs. Dry weight happens to be just 166 kgs. Braking performance is really awesome. Sure-footed stopping power. And of course, the bike feels super light to ride as well. I love the way this Triumph is so easy. It's a middleweight motorcycle. It doesn't feel middleweight in any way. It feels like a lighter motorcycle. Just accelerates with so much energy, so much thrust as well. So that is a good thing, because riding in the city, you feel that, okay, this is a very light and easy motorcycle to ride. And obviously I'm going to be comparing it with the RS a lot of times today, because the RS costs around 3 lakhs more, almost 2.8 lakhs more. This is priced at 10.33 lakhs on road Mumbai. And for the price, what do you get? You get actually bang value for your money, bang on value for your money. What you're going to do is, we are going to get away from the mode which we're riding right now, and we are going to get into sport mode. Yeah, while riding you can actually get into sport mode. That's also nice. You don't have to, okay, you have to press the clutch actually. You don't have to come to a halt. You have to come for the halt for the rider mode. Here we are into first gear, and off we go. Holy moly! It accelerates so fast, it's absolutely crazy. The amount of thrust on this motorcycle, and Dhanan has actually put the shift light at just 9,000 RPM. It absolutely pulls so hard. There's so much wind blast on offer as well. What a machine! I have not even experienced 20% of what this bike is capable of, and I can tell you it's an absolute mad machine. Okay, front end feel is really very good, but it's not having much weight at the front, which means that it's always ready to lift the front every time you accelerate. That is the level of performance on offer. Absolutely maddening. Oh my. The only fly in this beautiful ointment is this stupid clutch lever, which actually comes in the way of your speedometer. Not much for me because my height is very big. Rather, I'm quite tall, so I can actually see over it. But still, that clutch cable, okay, steel braided line, that's one of the reasons why it's so. Now, this is a 765cc engine, which is a triple DOHC 12 valve unit, and absolutely flies like a mad machine. The way it performs is stellar beyond measure. Alright, you see, it is so nimble, it's so agile, you don't feel the weight at all, and it's so nimble as well. That is the beauty of the Triumph Street Triple. Okay, the RS felt a little bit, more effort to pilot, because obviously it has more front end feel. It has superior hardware, but the hardware on this motorcycle is no less. In fact, this also gets Brembo's. The brakes on the RS are better. Okay, that's more track oriented. This is more street oriented, a machine. So yeah, even in case of the suspension, that is more hard edged. Now ride is obviously on the stiffer side, although it does a decent job. Sharp bumps do catch out this motorcycle, and you can feel the vibes in the top end as well. So earlier we had the S and the RS, now we have the R and the RS. What is the difference between both these motorcycles? I will tell you in a bit. Let me tell you, the braking performance is so freaking stellar. It's absolutely unbelievable, and obviously bi-directional quick shifter as well. Let's see what speed it does in each gear. So here we are into first gear, and off we go. First gear, okay, first gear, front end wants to lift. Holy moly, it does 100 in first itself. That is absolutely crazy. That's the reason it takes us 3.5 freaking seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Absolutely mind-boggling acceleration, and you can feel the vibes on the pegs a little bit, and on the handlebar as well. You can feel the vibes, but the handlebar is on the lower side, giving you sort of a clip-on effect here. But the performance is mind-numbing. You open the throttle, it absolutely thrusts ahead like a mad machine. Woo, woo, woo. What a brilliant motorcycle. It produces 118 PS of power, and the RS obviously produces 5 horsepower more. The S produces 5 horsepower less, but 6 Newton meters less as well. This one produces 79 Newton meters, which comes in at a rather high 9,400 RPM. Meanwhile, the RS produces the same torque output. Whew. We're gonna fly, baby. We're gonna fly. We are 46 into first gear. Okay, everybody's awake, everybody's alert, and maybe we should have launch control here. just keeps revolting because there's so much thrust on off. It's like woo woo woo. That is how good it is, and the gearbox is super amazing with the shift. So is the clutch. My goodness, it's so beautiful. Okay, I don't need to use the clutch. It's got a bi-directional quick shifter, but it feels so agile. It feels so nimble around the corners. It is so quick with its, maneuvers. The engine is not the most refined. It's really refined. It sounds brilliant, but it's not the most refined. Obviously, a 4-cylinder is just more. Oh my God, more refined. The braking performance is stellar, absolutely stellar. The feel on the lever is mind-blowing as well. It's so easy to maneuver, gives you a good view of what's around, and off we go. Sorry everybody, but I'm taking off right now. This bike will actually do 200 plus. Okay, it will do 240 kilometers per hour. And in terms of the comparison with the RS, the R has more than enough grunt. Okay, the RS is slightly more extreme, but out on the road you won't notice because the difference is 5%, perhaps even freaking less. So what freaking brakes. Oh my God, the brakes are absolutely stunning on this motorcycle. Yeah, wow, love it. Okay, let me be very honest with you. This motorcycle heats up, and we installed it as well. Yeah, so it does heat up in stop-go traffic. That's a bit of an issue, but that said, the traction control almost has your back, and you really need the aid of traction control as well. Okay, it has some weird warning, rain, road rider. What is it saying? Okay, that is what happens. It's heated up to an extent where it's like enough is enough. Let me shut down. So we're just going to pause. We're also going to cool down, and we'll get going again. And off we go here. Front end is absolutely berserk. It's like because it just has so much power. So I'll tell you what, the low end is tractable is the word. Okay, it feels tractable in the low end. In the mid range it feels really nice and strong because the mid range is really super wide on this machine. But the top end is unbearable. It is so much top end. It feels so frantic. You can't deal with it. You just can't deal with the top end because top end power is so maddening. In fact, here we are into 6th gear, which happens to be the top gear of this motorcycle. I'm going to curtail my speed here. Okay, there's a lot of wind blast which actually helps you curtail the speed. You don't have to apply brakes. Here we are doing almost, okay, you can feel the bumps. My God, my balls are rattling. 78 kilometers per hour. Open the throttle here into the strong mid-range, and there it starts to it sounds so brilliant, which is surprising and shocking for me because this is a BS6 compliant motorcycle. Okay, Euro 5 as well with a stock exhaust. This is no Aero, yet it sounds so amazing. This triple has that supercharger whine as well. What a machine, what an absolute fanatic motorcycle. I want one. I'm going to do a YouTube live asking you guys to help me buy one by sponsoring me. Okay, that dog looks cute, but we're going to stop here. I love how good the brakes are. I can feel the front end lift every time I reach near the red line. It red lines at between 12.5 to 13,000 RPM. Absolutely maniacal red line. This motorcycle just goes like a rocket ship. This is a bike which makes leader class motorcycles look pointless, because when you go for a ride on such a motorcycle with your leader class friends, you actually put them to shame as well, and they're like, what? A middleweight motorcycle is able to keep up? How is that even possible? Because the sheer thrust of this machine is absolutely mind-numbing. Okay, the RS actually produces its peak power slightly lower, 250 RPM lower, 11,750 RPM. But you know what? This is more comfortable to ride in the city when compared to the RS. The RS is just more extreme in the way it performs in terms of the suspension, in terms of the brakes, in terms of almost everything. It's more track edge. This is more than the motorcycle. I mean, this is more than enough for a motorcycle you would ever need, because the way, oh my goodness, I feel absolutely freaking mad riding this machine. I feel crazy. This is so freaking awesome. Whew. This cost 10.33 lakh rupees. Total bang for the buck. It actually costs less than the Triumph Street Triple S, which has been discontinued now. I get an orgasm. I accelerate. I totally get an orgasm. Any gear it just pulls. Okay, just imagine we are in 6th gear right now. Okay, I've done this before, but here we're going to slow down. I am at like 50 kilometers per hour, 6th gear. Open the throttle, and in no time it picks up pace. And the best part is the brakes are so freaking amazing as well. This is a complete package of a motorcycle, other than the fact that it hits and the seat height is not going to be comfortable to everybody. Well, it certainly is comfortable to me. I don't know about you, but you got to be careful if you are short in terms of your height. Just see the way it redlines. Just see the red line where it goes. Absolutely baffling. Oh my god, the bi-directional quick shifter is so freaking fun. 42 in second. I love this Triumph. This is a mad machine. Look at the way it's able to do directional changes with so much thrust. Mind-blowing. What a motorcycle. I absolutely love it. Forget later class motorcycles, forget that stupid overhyped, you know which motorcycle I'm talking about, okay, and just get this one. This is an absolute beast of a machine. What a bike, what a machine, what a sound, what thrust. And the best part is, a lot of motorcycles have power. This one has usable power. You can actually use all that grunt, all that thrust, and that's what makes the Triumph Street Triple R so special. Absolutely beastly performance. Okay, what is this? Stone? Yeah. Clutch is so good and well weighted, and you can ride it in the city without an issue. I'm getting this bike for sure. I am getting this bike. It's so impressive to an entirely different level altogether. Whoa. All the electronic 90s you need is there. Okay, IMU has been dropped here, but who really cares? Yeah, ride is on the safe side. Who really cares? What you really care about is everybody turns around and sees the sound, or rather hears the sound of the inline triple. What a beast. Okay, fuel economy between 15 to 25 kilometers per liter depending on your riding style. I think if I ride it, I'm going to get like maybe 7 kilometers per liter. Just kidding, maybe 15 kilometers per liter. But that is not what the whole fuss is about. The fuss is it's so easy to ride this machine, and of course, oh my god, I have heated up to an entirely different level altogether. The mirrors give you a good view of what's around. Nobody cares the jack shit. You turn on the bike, you get riding, and you forget everything. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. I love you, Street Triple. I love you a lot. Bye bye.